Hello, this is Minash Patel from the EII Capital Group. Today is February 13, 2011. This is our weekly Ichimoku analysis for the futures market where we cover metals, oil, gas, commodities, and so forth. Got a lot to cover, so let's continue. This is our normal disclaimer. All charts are either in Thinkorswim, TradeStation, or freestockcharts.com, and this is for educational use only. Here are my contact details. You could email me at mpatel@eiicapital.com, or you could go to our website, register for free, and access all our free videos out there. Especially if you don't know anything about Ichimoku, you could learn more about it there. You could also follow us on Twitter and see our alerts that we have for all the different instruments that we publish out there on Twitter at Ichimoku Trading. Okay, so let's begin and let's just go straight to the charts as we normally do. Remember, left hand side is the daily time frame, right hand side is the weekly time frame. So let's just start scrolling from, we'll start at the top of the list and start going down and just start looking at all the futures out there. Let's start with looking at cocoa. If you look at cocoa, weekly time frame, you could see that basically it's trending. It looks like it's trying to retest the highs, and you can see the daily is trending too. So this looks good right now on the weekly time frame and daily, and it's both bullish trending right now. Key thing is here. This is retested the high. It's got to break there. If not, you're going to get a double top here on the daily, which could end this, and it could get a double top here on the weekly. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens now. See if this thing has momentum to the top side. Honestly, if in the next couple of days, if it does break through, then it can go higher. But this looks like maybe this double top may be in for cocoa futures, but only time will tell. But right now, the Ichimoku charts are kind of showing that it's overextended. So this double top may be in, but we'll have to see what happens this week. Remember, if you're in the trade, keep your stops tight. If you're not in there, look to see what's going to happen here. If it breaks for this top over here with conviction, or if it doesn't, if it sits there and breaks through the Tinkinson on the daily, then the high possibility is going to go to the Cajuns and into the cloud. So wait for confirmations before you do anything else. Crude oil, if you look at the crude oil on the weekly time frame, this still is bullish trending. It's in pullback mode right now. It looks like it's trying to get to the Cajuns level right now, which is at 81.89. It may not get completely there, but it looks like it's trying to get close to there. And if you look at the daily time frame, you can see that it is trying to flip over there. It's the first time it's actually closed below the cloud after a long time. So this is now, the sentiment is now bearish. However, there's conflict with the future cloud and everything there. So it could pull price right back up. But we got to wait and see what's going to happen on crude oil. But it does look like there's conflict there. There's no trends at all. Let's go look at cotton. Cotton's still continuing its journey on both the daily and weekly for a bullish trend going up. So, that's still going up there. Remember, cotton's related to a lot of things going on with Egypt too. If you look at the bullish index, the dollar index out there, this is the weekly time frame. You really don't got anything going on there at all. If it continues to go down, it breaks this level, then it could possibly sit there and start a bearish trend, but it's got to break this level down here at 74.96. But let's go look at the daily. Daily, basically, it went below the cloud. Now it's pulling back in. Key is, again, this pivot here. What's it going to do there, or what's it going to do if it comes up here to 79.33? So those are the resistance levels there. Let's continue on. We'll look at mini gold futures in a minute. Feeder cattle still bullish trending on the weekly, as you could see. Had a minor pullback till last week. Last week it pulled back all the way to the Tinkinson, which is a minor pullback, and now it pulled back up. So it started trending again. If you look at the daily time frame, you can see that action now, where basically it was trending. It pulled back and then it's continuing up. This is closed below the Cajuns, so it does look like it's going to retest this high, and then at that point what's going to happen is unknown. Okay, lean hogs, you could see basically both of them are bullish trending. However, they're both at the top here. Double top type of scenario. Way the Ichimoku charts look is that it may sit there and break down, and that may be a double top. It may not continue, but we got to wait and see what happens. But it does look like it's getting a little weak up there because it gapped up to the double top, so that's not good. Copper is still continuing its journey, very, very strong to bullish side on both the daily and weekly. Nothing really to say there. It's just continuing to go. So we'll just move on. Heating oil. is continuing its journey to the bullish trend. If you could see, the price kind of escaped the Tinkinson, so it's expecting a minor pullback, and that's kind of what you're getting there. The key levels here, a support is going to be 2.6376. If it gets there, if it bounces off there, what's it going to do? But right now, this is still bullish trending. Okay. Coffee, bullish trending on both time frames. You could see a little minor pullback on the daily, but it's minor. Lumber, if you look at it, it had this double top here on the weekly. It's pulling back, and it really hasn't finished confirming the double top at all. Reason why is we still have not closed below the Tinkinson and then the Cajunson. So this thing is just hanging around right now at the top. The more it hangs around, the higher possibility it's going to have another chance to try to test this resistance here and break through. And you could see on the dailies there's a thick cloud here, so it's kind of stopping it from going bearish. If there was a thin cloud, then I would say the double top's in, but it's got a thick cloud here, and really it could sit there, a little momentum to the upside. This thing can sit there and go retest the highs and possibly break through. Live cattle. Live cattle is still bullish trending on both time frames. Had a minor pullback last week on the daily, but it's continuing its journey up. Natural gas, if you look at natural gas, um, it's just basically consolidating on weekly. You could see back and forth, got into the cloud, bounced off there, closed below the Cajunson. We are weak, bearish, but it's weak bearish right now. Reason why is this Cajunson's too close to price. And if you look at the daily time frame, you can see the price is in the cloud, and it kind of needs to pull back up. And then break through, and then it could possibly retest this low. So it's leaning a little more to the bearish side than bullish side right now for natural gas. Okay, orange juice. Orange juice is bullish trending on the weekly, but it's in a pullback phase. That's why on the daily it's going into the cloud. Looks like it's bounced off the cloud maybe, but we gotta wait and see what happens. But this is bullish trending. Palladium, if you look at it, it's still continuing this journey to the top, to the bullish side. It's getting a little toppy over here now. You could see from the daily, so you may get a little pullback coming on there, and that little pullback may turn into something major. We'll have to see. Platinum is bullish trending, as you could see, broke for its resistance, came back, so changed it, retested it, broke for again. This thing's still very, very strong. So the metals are very strong so far. Let's go look at gasoline. You remember we've been talking about gasoline being bullish for the last couple of months, and you could see that it did continue its journey, retested a high, went through the high, and it's slowly trickling up as we predicted it for about 2 months ago. So this is still bullish trending. Let's go sugar. Sugar, bullish trending, but it's now pulling back on the weekly time frame because it's closed below the Tinkinson for after a long time, and you could see that from the daily time frame too. So this is in a pullback phase right now. The key support level is going to be 2740 when it gets there. Silver, if you look at silver, still bullish trending on the weekly. Pullback happened, and that's why you have it. The price went into the cloud, bounced off there, and now going to retest the highs. May form a double top or a head and shoulder pattern at that point. Okay, gold. Let's go look at gold. Still bullish trending intact. Okay, reason why on the weekly is yet to penetrate the Cajunson at all. So this is still bullish trending there. Did us pull back to the Cajunson, bounce off there. Now here's the interesting thing: the Cajunson, Tinkinson look like they're getting ready to cross. If this gold does not make a run to go higher, these two are going to cross, and it's going to finally start causing some conflict on the weekly, which could cause gold to sit there and go down even lower, maybe get into the 1200 levels. But we got to wait and see what happens. Okay. Let's continue on. Let's look at 30-year Treasury bonds. If you look at the weekly time frame, there's just conflict all over the place because there's a huge move, but it is now below the cloud, so it is bearish. And if you look at the daily, it is been trending going down, broke through his support level, came back, retested as a support. Key thing is we are now at a major decision-making point here. If this thing's going to continue to go down, this is the time right now. If this thing starts going up, then that's bearish trend on the daily may get destroyed. Okay, corn, if you look at it, both it's trending bullish on both the daily and weekly. Soybean oil, but trending on the weekly, and pullback, minor pullback on the daily, but still very, very strong. Oats as trending on the weekly and daily. And lastly, wheat. if you look at it, it's trending on the weekly. So if you notice, all the commodity futures and metal futures are still very, very strong going in. So worldwide, all the prices are still very high and still going higher. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens worldwide. But if you're not in any of these trades, don't get in now because they're kind of getting a little toppy, heavy. But if you're in the trades, keep your stops very tight now and just enjoy the journey. Have a good week trading, and see you next.